I'm not a poker player, don't have the patience for it. As I've always explained, if you deal me 2 cards, I add them up, see how close they are to 21, and decide if I need more or if I want to go ahead and let that dealer take the face card. Monkey! I have, however, been captivated by a poker story that has all the makings. A lot of it is honestly beyond my scope of understanding, might be beyond yours as well. But if a guy were able to cheat his way to 6-figure gains playing cards and it got solved by a bunch of poker sleuths on the internet, is that a story that interests you? Because it did me. The details that matter here are that a guy named Mike Postle was playing poker at a casino in Northern California called Stone's, and he was winning, like all the time. Lots and lots of money. Maybe he's just a great poker player. But a former casino employee who goes by Veronica 2.0 on Twitter grew suspicious and asked Stone's to investigate, and they kind of blew her off. She contacted Joey Ingram, who's a poker player that hosts a very popular podcast, and he started to dig in. A lot of people did. Ingram's Twitter feed has become like CSI Stone Poker Room as he dissects the video feed of the play of Postle. Accusations of cheating are taken very seriously in the poker community, and I credit Ingram for taking great caution to give a guy who's apparently very well liked the benefit of the doubt. But the more that Ingram and others combed through the video, the harder that has become to do. A number of very well-known poker players explained to me that in simplest terms, Postle was winning at rates that cannot mathematically be accounted for, and he was somehow able to win $250,000 in a couple years playing at the low-limit $1, $3 table. They explained that he almost exclusively played in games where there was a video feed, where the cards were tracked by what's called RFID technology. And one of his very few losing sessions over a couple years came when a particular employee of the casino, who happened to have been a very vocal supporter of Postle's, was out of town in Vegas. The implication is he had to have help. If he did, and if it came from inside, that's where this gets really sketchy. As one player told me, with televised poker and video feeds of poker, you've got to trust the casino implicitly. But if, and again I stress, if a player had help from the inside relaying to them what the cards were, then you wouldn't have a fair fight. You'd have a stacked deck. And there's so much more here to this story. You can get lost for hours if you go down the wormhole. Devices stuffed in his hat that might have aided in this. Stone's initially saying they investigated, found no evidence of cheating, only to realize that the story was mushrooming, and then they said they'd take another swing at it with a more thorough review. And again, I'm a neophyte here. I know nothing. I just ask this. If you're the equivalent of a guy who shows up to play pickup basketball and you never, ever missed a shot for a couple years, wouldn't you go play in the NBA? If you're some sort of poker god who almost never lost, who made the right call or fold virtually every single time, if you were this good, why would you be playing in games only with a video feed at a 1-3 table at Stone's Poker Room? Why wouldn't you be in Vegas winning all the money in the world? There might be perfectly reasonable explanations and answers for all the questions the poker world has, and they'd love for that to be the case. And if those answers exist, they'd really love to hear them.